Welcome back to Artimore. We're here at episode 6. This is a special interview. I say that about all my interviews because they can be special. Everybody's special. I'm somebody's mother, so all kids are special type shit. But this interview is big. We doing some coast to coastal shit. For real. My brother takes it from Baltimore to Cali on big levels. Chesapeake Bay to LA fucking X, my nigga. We here with Troyse. How you been today?
Everything's good, man. Can't call it. How you feeling?
It's a lot, cause I've been trying to get an interview with you for 8 years.
I know.
This man is busy, and this man always moving back and forth. So it's like,
and it's crazy. We go back. So
yeah, that's the thing. Known each other for almost 20 years. Been trying to get an interview with you for a decade. But it's all in God's time, and I definitely believe that. You got music out. You one of the teachers in the game. You really mentoring people in the game. You getting it in. How do you feel about where music is going right now? We're going to get into how you got started yourself. But how do you feel about where music is going right now at the moment?
Music is in an interesting place right now.
Daddy!
Yes, got parents. Look, music and parenting.
But it's in an interesting place right now. It's a transitional period, and it's always usually it used to be every 5 years. Now it's just shorter and shorter and shorter. I think that music is actually on the way to being in a better place. It's a lot less gatekeeping.
Right.
But at the same time, it's almost sorting itself out. Now it's starting to come back to
old school R&B, old
authenticity.
School hip hop.
Authenticity.
Yes.
It's coming back to authenticity. It's coming back to real feeling. It's coming back to forget all the money up to your ear.
Right.
How good you can twerk and all this other stuff. Now it's
the glitz and glamour, the bling bling of it all.
Because it's only so much you can
have a facade about. Be fake about.
Exactly.
Can't put up smoke and mirrors too long. Eventually the smoke dies. So we were just joking about how long we known each other. How did you get started though? So I know you since you were 18, 19. So how did you get started? What sets you up with music? Who was your favorite music teacher? Things of that nature. What family member had you do music? Hey, pretty girl.
This is my inspiration right here.
Understood.
Say hi.
1/3 of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, pretty girl, how are you?
Say hi.
You don't care about saying hi? I'm gonna say hi to the camera, babe.
Now she wanna act shy. That's the crazy part about it.
But how did you get started though?
That's a good question. So, I've always been around music.
Right.
My father, he's a musician.
Right.
He played guitar.
Thank you.
And he always encouraged me to just be very open-minded when it comes to music. And between him and my grandmother, she had the crazy collection of just records and stuff, vinyl records.
Yeah, I'm glad we getting back to vinyl. I'm glad the CDs kind of spaced out just a little bit.
So exactly. So I always music was always been a love of mine. I was always the one that could listen to Pink Floyd, quote Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin, then turn around quote some Jay-Z or Biggie or Tupac or something like that. I always had that in me. It wasn't until years later where I want to say I was around 14. I was 14, going on 15, and my cousin Lenny, he used to come pick me up on the weekends or whatever, just to hang out. He's a little older than me, but it was one weekend. I don't know. I think I was going through something, and he came swoop me up from school. We went to go chill over his crib, and he just out of nowhere threw a composition book and a CD player. It had beats on it. And he was like, listen to that and write whatever write me something, write whatever. So I'm looking at him crazy like, what? And so I was like, all right, cool. I sat down and I
what's up, babe?
Come on. So I sat down and I was like listening to him, and next thing you know, I just started writing. And then he was like, hey, so let me hear what you got. I was like, all right, bet. I started rapping his rap. He was like, you ain't write that.
Right. It's like, and it was that's what you was feeling. So then it was always angry. A lot of people have that like similar story that they grandma or they uncle or they cousin seen it. It was like, you ain't do that. And it was like, yeah. But it's so funny that those people seen it in you, even when you didn't see it in yourself.
Yeah.
And then you surpassed what they seen in you.
Yeah.
He knew you were capable of writing it. That's why he even offered it to you if y'all was spending time together, just through conversation. And he didn't believe what came out of you. A lot of us actually don't. So how do you bridge the gap for people that know that you do music and for the people that don't understand that how seriously deep you are in music? How do you bridge the gap? Because sometimes I even been in a conversation with you where we're talking with people, and if those people are not about music, you shift the conversation like I don't even like you don't even sometimes allow people into that space of your world. Like that's crazy how you really block that off. A lot of people don't know how deep you are in with music until sometimes I say something. Right. And like they be like, what? I'm like, man, that man get paid for what he do. What are you talking about? Like how do you separate, put boxes and check boxes and put people where they belong at when they come to that, even with artists that you deal with?
I mean, it's just like with life. You put people in certain categories in life, period. The ones who are interested in being in your world, you invite them into your circle. If they're not that interested, then you keep them where they are. You gotta meet people where they are. You get what I'm saying? So, I'm not about to, overwhelm somebody with what I do. And they don't really give a damn. They don't really give a fuck.
Or they can't even comprehend.
Or they can't comprehend. So it's like, all right, well, that cool. I just learned how to. There's a time and place for everything. You know what I'm saying? And I feel as though if you don't quite know what I do or what have you, then that means that I just gotta grind a little harder. That's all.
Understood. So when did you get to the point that you did your first television placement for your songs, and what song was it? Because I think that you told me I caught on late too, and I'm your friend. Like you was like, girl, that's like my 4th song on TV. I was like, for real? And it was like I was watching. I'm gonna say it was Power, and I heard your voice, and I'm like, yo, was that you? And it was like, yeah. And it was like, and that's another thing you don't do. I love that, like you just said, when you grind, someone comes back and tell you they heard you or they seen you or they know somebody you work with. Like how, like, cause like I'm one of your closest friends. So for me, not even to like you really don't like you don't brag. You let the work speak for itself. And then like I really hit you like, what's that shit? You was like, yeah. I'm like, yo, my man was on TV. So like, how did that feel? Like even with our conversation, and me hitting you and telling you, yo, this was you. Like, yo, you really, yeah. So how did you feel about that? Cause I want to say you told me like check me like you was on Empire too, and it was like, girl, you like this 4th song on TV, and it was like, oh my god, that was you too, like, and I went back and watched the whole season until I found where your song was there too. So it was like, I'm just really proud of. This is home base. This is your first studio that we're sitting in on, some nostalgia shit. This is literally where I met you, crazy enough, 17 years ago. So how do you feel like when your friends and your family do catch up? Like you said, you don't always invite people into your world, but when they catch up, you welcome with like, hey, come on, or some, Dave Chappelle shit. Like you start, come, and we be like, all right, cool. Right. So how do you feel when people do get into your world?
I mean, I enjoy it because it's like a sense of like it's like a shock to them.
Yeah.
Some of them, like when it's like, yo, I didn't know you was really on it. Like, it's like, damn, bro. Like, then they be like, yo, what are you doing? Like, you should be out there. You should be. You start getting those conversations. But I mean, I enjoy it, man. I enjoy when somebody enjoy what I do.
Right.
Just like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So like my first placement was actually Jordan Sparks.
Okay.
Jordan Sparks was the first placement I got when I was like 19 years old.
Right.
Going on 20. Shout out my brother KC. Shout out my sis Shanice. Shout out the co-stars. Shout out Jordan Sparks.
Yeah.
That was the first time I got something I was a part of.
Right, tangible. That's tangible.
Yeah.
That wasn't yours. That you was invited to be a part of.
Yeah, it was real. It was a real organic way how that came together.
Right.
And it was a sense of, okay, like, you know, it was exciting, but it was also like a sense of self-awareness. Like, bro, this is where you belong. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And, you know, from there, that's when it went, you know, went over to like the movie and TV and films and stuff. But even after that, we started a girl group. It was called the Bangs. That was during like the whole jerk era out there. They got, you know, signed around the same times as a New Boys. They were together close with them, and you know, I got to, you know, be in the same room with a lot of people like Ty Dolla $ign.
Yeah. And that's what the crazy part is. I remember that conversation about the Ty Dolla $ign meetup. But that's the thing. It's a lot of times, and then that's another thing. How do you feel about things you were a part of that you surpassed? So you will be in a room, and you'll be in a room because of artists. You'll be in a room because of artists that no longer are artists, and then you still have these relationships that you built with other people and other artists that were bigger than them at the time, but you were in a room because of that artist. So how do you feel about that? Like, it's like I really do think it's like God's timing with everything. You've always been in the right place at the right time type of thing. As much as I've known about you, you've always been in the right place at the right time, even if it wasn't your time or your place. You just always been in the rooms. So how do you make that work for you, being in the rooms? How do you maneuver? How do you get through the maze of it all, and how do you keep that together?
Discipline, you know, just understanding when your time is your time, and when your time comes, you just gotta be ready for it. You know, just staying prepared. Listen, man, this industry is real cutthroat. You know what I'm saying? And it's really built off a lot of relationships. So as long as you maintain the relationships with, you know, certain people, and, you know, you do good work. You know, the sky's the limit, and you can do whatever you want to do. What I usually do to navigate those rooms, man, especially like, say if I'm working with an artist, you know, it ain't about Troyse.
Right.
You know, it's about that particular artist. So I usually try to like ask certain questions, or just like kick it with them for a little bit, just to get a sense of who they really are. Right. Because it's gonna come out in the music. Right. You know.
So, what's the first time that you realized? Because like, yeah, the Jordan thing was earlier on. When is the first time that you realized that you can mimic songwriting to a T of who the person is? When's the first time you like it was with ease, like not you in your head yourself? Like, what's the first time you remember it being with ease?
Man, probably during the time with Jordan Sparks, because you know I never wrote an R&B song like that before. You know, that was something I never really explored until I got to LA. Right. But I remember doing that session, you know, just listening to a lot of Jordan Sparks. Originally we was trying to get it to Rihanna, so I was listening to like a lot of Rihanna. Right. But during that time I was learning a lot. I was learning, you know, how to write pop music, how to write R&B music, just different things, because it's like, you know, one of my strong points at the time, like lyrically, like.
Correct. And then being also being from here.
Yeah.
And then even out there in the hood, kind of, to some degree. Yeah. Like, you had to be able to sound different. Even if you're saying what you want to say in your voice, you still have to sound like what they're looking for you to be able to get to them, like what they would ask you to convey. You've been writing since you were 14. Do you still write things that you're not going to put on wax? Like in poetry, do you still write things that you don't see yourself letting nobody hear or see? Just for yourself?
I'm going to be honest with you. I stopped writing a long time ago. I don't even write no more. Like I just let it kind of kind of formulate right
Right.
then and there. Now there's been, see, I'm the type of person where it's like, if I'm going through something, I gotta let that
Right.
process.
Right. Organic. Everything what you need to
Because
be organic.
I can't be in that moment and then be creative. It's like I gotta process it. I gotta go through this emotion. I need to,
Right.
and then once I get to the stage of reflection, that's when I can go back
Right.
and really talk about certain things. And it's a lot of things that I do that probably never see the light of day, but you know, it's personal to me,
Right.
and it's something that, you know, was therapeutic for me. You know, I don't go to therapy.
Right.
You know, I don't subscribe to therapy too much. I'm not really keen to letting people in my head unless I want to let you in, or I'm telling you what I want to know, or you know what I'm saying. It's like I have to get to that point to be able to express certain things, you know, and that's not me to take away anybody who go to therapy.
Right.
You know, if you need it, by all means. Seek
Some
help.
people do need. Look,
Yeah.
we were just talking about that. I am an oversharer, but even then it's so crazy because I'm an oversharer. We'll both be in a room and look at somebody, or we'll be, say, like, we Facebook warriors, especially when he's not in Baltimore. We're Facebook warriors. We'll literally be talking to somebody and then hit the inbox like, this goofy. Like, so when I tell you, like, really, we got our own little lingo. We will be talking to somebody and they don't even know that we're technically tag teaming you because we're in the inbox. Like, how are we about to conquer this? Because this shit is wild. We like, man, just block. I'm not blocking shit. So we definitely there with that, where sometimes you don't let people in. Right. And then I'll be the first person to say exactly what we said in the inbox. You're like, what did you say to me for if you was going to say it to them? But yeah, so I'm definitely an oversharer. So I do understand that concept. But I've been in therapy before as a kid and as an adult. I had to go to anger management. It was court ordered. But talking to people is not a problem. You still have to be able to let your guard down. And a lot of people go to therapy and they're in therapy for years because they still don't let their guard down. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, you don't have to let your guard down with a stranger if you don't want to. Yeah. But most times, people that do need it, per se, you need to be able to talk to a stranger other than a family member, because a family member is going to be biased. Or a friend is going to be biased. They're going to want you to be the best version of yourself. So they're not going to want to hear the fact that, you know, what your intrusive thoughts are. A stranger can listen to your intrusive thoughts and be unbiased. Yeah. So that's kind of where therapy comes in. It's so crazy that you said that, not subscribing to therapy. A lot of black people don't subscribe to therapy because many times our therapists used to be only white people. So when people used to have therapists, it was like, you don't know my struggle at all to talk to me about it. And I'm really glad that we're starting to have, African-American people that really go to school for psychology and stuff like that. Because psychology and psychiatry are two different things. I don't think people need to be on meds all the time. Yeah. That's what the problem is. But it's always, it's always a double-edged sword with stuff. Everybody doesn't need drugs. Some people do. Some people are imbalanced from food intake and all that other stuff. So yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is environmental too.
Yeah, that's a fact. Man, I'm telling you, I seen dust in the air when they talking about we had COVID. But I'm gonna mind my business about that. The government on 10. So this is one of 3.
Yep.
Your oldest is a teenager. And then we have baby girl here that needs daddy's attention, and it's fine. How does, like you saying that they're your inspiration now? So, them being an inspiration now, right? Being a parent, how do you see that your music has changed, even when you're not talking about them? Like, you get what I'm saying? How do you see that? Like, to see the growth, because sometimes it's not even growth. It's just a pivot. Like, you're no longer that person you were before they weren't here. You know what I'm saying? So now, how do you see your growth or your change or your pivot in your music, even if you're talking about a relationship that's not your kids? How do you see yourself changing or incorporating them when you're thinking?
I say the maturity. You can hear more of a sense of purpose now.
Right.
Not saying I never had purpose. Right. But now it's just like extra heightened.
Yeah, because I'm living.
Times,
right, what I'm saying? So, I'm living for somebody else now too.
Absolutely. So my kids, my boys, Braylon and Amin, and obviously my daughter Bailey, they keep me going. And, they give me something to work towards, and it helps me understand that it ain't just about me anymore. I got 3 little ones that's looking up to me on what's the next move.
Right.
You know, and more in particular my boys, because you know, raising young black men these days is harder than ever.
Yeah, it is.
To be honest with you, and especially you know when it comes to my oldest, you know he's starting to get to the age where you know he's starting to figure some things out. So
right.
you know, I try to you know find the best way I can, you know, get my affairs in order and
right.
things just to help him,
right.
you know, through this life as a young black man.
Right.
So, yeah, when it comes to my kids, man, like, you know, especially this one right here, you see, you know, they got all the person, especially right. her and my youngest son and me,
right.
all them two together. You know, they just a lot to deal with.
Okay,
man.
so you got a shiesty on during the interview? So you trying to rob us?
See what I'm saying?
Where's the shiesty? Why you have the shiesty on during the interview?
Like, yo, I'm from East Baltimore, you know.
Crazy. Why do you have the shiesty on? Why do you have the shiesty on during the interview? It's right. crazy. But they definitely been able to, you know, like you said, change your voice. Whereas though it's not different, it's still you, but it's heightened. I have the same, you know, situation with my kids, making sure that if I am the best version of myself, they can be the best version of themselves. Right. And that's definitely what I definitely gather that. Sometimes a lot of parents don't realize it's not a book. Everybody always wants to say that part. It's not a handbook on being a parent. But you do know how it feels to be a child where your parent dropped the ball because they were a person too. So we do understand that. But after the 100th dropping of the ball, like, what are you going to change to make sure that you are their role model or somebody they can look up to? Are you proud of what you're doing and like who you are at this moment? You know, and a lot of people, and it's not that, you know, a lot of people didn't have that blueprint. But you did have a blueprint when you don't have one, kind of, to me. Yeah. Because you know how I felt to not have. So those things, I just feel like, you know, people should be able to fix. Like, I'm doing this for them. Everybody don't even realize the type of work I'm doing with Artimore is for my kids to be able to take it later. And they can interview their friends. They can keep it going where they got new artists and new, you know, creatives in their age group. My kids are teenagers now, so 4 or 5 years from now, they should be able to merge what I'm doing with what they're doing. You know, they both go to Baltimore Design School, so I just want them to be the best version of themselves and be able to have something that I can leave legacy. So that's where we're at now.
Legacy, you know, that's the.
Where do you get?
The most important
where do you see your legacy being? For your kids, for the community of Baltimore, for the community of California, where do you see your legacy being left? Where do you see your kids picking up, or even some of the other artists that you mentor? Where do you see them picking it up?
Right now, the major thing I see as far as legacy, like my oldest, he's I actually recorded a song with him last summer, and he got bit by the bug, and so now, you know, I remember when they were here over the summertime, I came down in the studio and my laptop was open. Right. And then I'm playing this stuff and I'm like, wait a minute. He chopping up samples? Like, I've never shown him how to do that. Right. And so when I asked him about it, it was like a Joe Jackson and Tito Jackson moment. Like, right. But, why ain't you touching my stuff without asking? Right. But, you know, I ain't mad, right. Go ahead and play that. But, so when it happened, I was just like, did you do this? And he was like, yeah, but I'm still trying to figure it out. I was like, okay. Okay. So, and, wow. So. What? What's up? So you gonna sit with Daddy? Okay, thank you. And then she's playing. She's been playing the whole time. Right. So yeah, I was like, okay, all right. So since if that's what he's doing, I was like, all right, let me go get him. First of all, let me go get him his own laptop. Right. So I got him a laptop, loaded up with all the programs and stuff, and you know, it's been off to the races with him, man. Now hey Dad, listen to this. I learned how to, you know how to use stem split? I'm like, what? How you? I don't even know what that is. Teach me something. Hold up. Right. So
YouTube University.
Yeah, look, man, he figured it out, but that makes me proud because it's just like, okay, it just reminds me of how I was around his age. He's now 14. It's just like,
hey, man. Hey, how are you?
I'm not doing it.
Yes, it's
she said this is too much about him and it's not enough about me.
Hey, babe. I like your scent. Look, so the person that you're wearing, when we were growing up, we have one of our favorite singers of all time of everyone in this room, Jason Weaver, and he got a lot of money from Disney for being that character. Yes, Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Look, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was the king too, but. We're not worried about him. We're worried about Jason Weaver.
We know who the real king is.
We worried about Jason Weaver, the person that can sing, and he could have talked too. I don't understand.
Yeah, he was Michael Jackson.
Yeah, Michael Jackson too. So yeah, shout out to him. Definitely still, you know, acting and doing his due diligence to make sure that he passing on the torch as well. Where do you see yourself in the next couple months? You do have new singles that just dropped, new singles that's dropping, new work. You've been definitely teasing us online more than anything, which I'm grateful for because, you know, you didn't take a big hiatus, but you definitely took a mini break. You always working. That's the thing. I was letting people know you always are working. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, like you mentioned, I did take a little hiatus. I had some personal things to go through. Well, get through. But, you know, now, you know, I just found this new inspiration and I just been, you know, working, grinding it out. And I got some things coming for everybody. As you mentioned, I do got a single out. It's called On Your Body. It's on all platforms right now. There you go. So, yeah, man, show some love on that. And I got a lot of things working, you know, and we got some things cooking. Me shout out my guy Gwen Hilton. You know, that's the broski.
Yes, we need an interview. And get better too. But we need an interview.
Yeah, man. He's doing a lot better now though. Yeah, man. I just tapped in with him this morning. But yeah, man, we got some things coming. This whole open life sound thing is about to be a real legit thing. And you know, I got who else? Got some things with Tia Reed coming.
Yeah,
man.
Definitely working on that interview too.
There you go. Yeah, we got it. Come on, tap in. So we got some things cooking, man, and it's exciting, man. It's gonna be a real interesting winter. It's gonna be a good spring, and you know, we really gonna bring you some
heat to the spring, because you know, look, y'all in hibernation right now. Let me know when y'all going to be at the top of the bullet pile, because I really am on it. I definitely do appreciate you, even with Busy Bay.
Yep.
That's going to be your new nickname too. Every time people like, why you call me that? Because Busy Bay.
Say hi.
But say hi to the camera.
Say hi.
Say hi to everybody. Yes, I don't know how much we can take you out, but we can't. I can't. I'm not even worried about that. I'm talking about the sound.
She might be the star of the whole joint.
So where do you see Daddy? Where do you see Daddy being at in 10 years? Right there?
Right
okay,
here.
Look, high five. Look.
Right.
Hey, look, high five.
Because Daddy ain't going
nowhere.
Daddy
high five.
Ain't going
So we just heard from Bailey herself that Daddy not going nowhere. So guess what? Tap in, link in. Troyse, tell everybody where they can find you at.
So I'm on I'm everywhere, man. Just Instagram, Troyse_official. Same thing with Facebook, man. Just Troyse. You just facebook.com/Troyse. TikTok, same thing. OLS, it's Troyse OLS Troyse. There we go. On TikTok. Hey man, just tap in. I'm on YouTube. All you gotta do is just type in Troyse. Check out On Your Body though. That's gonna be one of those.
That's literally one of those. But definitely check him out. He has close to 600-700 songs like on all platforms that's out that you didn't, because you took some of your songs down. It's crazy.
I took a lot down.
Crazy as fuck. Like, you took a lot of songs down, but he still got almost a G of songs that y'all can get in. Old school, new school, Troyse, people that just meeting him through Artimore. You know, tap in, link in, make sure you run them numbers up. But this is episode 6. Thank you very much.
No, thank you, and thank everybody at the, hold it down for Artimore, man. This is a beautiful thing, and it's necessary.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you up there with Vlad and Dialogue.
I am though. Look, you wanna know what's so crazy? I am. I'm definitely going. We're gonna definitely make sure this goes worldwide, even if it's on smaller stuff. I want this to be big enough that the small person can get on here and still get numbers because the interview was dope, and that's exactly what we're working towards. Thank you, Princess Bay, for being the star of the show. Cause she just can't wait to be queen.
There you go.
Hi, Bay. You know that hurt. I know that hurt because it's been on for a minute.
That's why she looked at me like,
look, but Mr. Giga gonna get you because Daddy gonna get you first because that's why he keep telling you to stop. Like, why you want that light? But anyway, this is Artimore episode 6. Like I said, Queen Bay is the star of the show, crazy enough. But, we're here, we're there, we're everywhere. We're going to be here. This is our December episode. This is our last episode of the year. So, tap in, link in. Look for Troyse. Troyse going to be other places, by the time we drop this. So, yeah.
We're already.
It is.
Yeah, we outside.
Outside.
And I ain't never coming back in. You feel me?
Facts.